So this one's gonna be about sleep and how to sleep better, actually, as well. And with this being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. And as I've already said before the intro, so in this kind of pre-intro section kind of thing that I do not even know what I should actually call it, we are going to talk about sleep, because sleep is one of the things that I'm just having in my mind. Like, sleep is a really important thing. Still, unfortunately, a lot of people do just have some difficulties with getting to sleep, with, sleeping just until they actually wake up, properly and whatsoever. So a lot of people do have some problems with sleep, unfortunately. And I have always, well, not always, but I've had problems with sleep as well, for actually it has been a pretty long period of time, to be honest. And especially I think it has been like 3 to 4 years ago or something else, where I was a little bit younger, maybe in puberty, everything started or whatsoever. So it got pretty worse, it got pretty fucked up and pretty shitty. And I then, just because of that, and just because I've actually also reminded myself on that, I've started to just, get more knowledge on sleep and why we sleep better in certain locations or occasions or situations and whatsoever. And it is a pretty interesting topic and also a pretty widespread topic. So with a lot of variables, with a lot of factors, and definitely, one of the factors is you as an individual, because some things might work for me just because I like them or whatever, and some other things might work for you, but they don't work for me. So definitely just listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to yourself, and also be a little bit more self-aware, so that you can actually figure out why you sleep better in certain occasions or situations and why you don't sleep that good in certain situations and occasions. But one of the books that definitely, really impacted me was Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. And I've actually gone through it on this channel and also on the podcast. So if you want to just get the full experience and also get to know the book summary, because I went through a really, really, really detailed summary, then please, I don't know if I can actually link it down in the description. I will, if I can, if I can find it. But, if I'm not able to, I'll please just kind of look it up on the channel or whatsoever. You're maybe gonna find it, I hope. Or I at least try to, get the exact same summary that I went through and put it down in the description so that you can actually read it on your own. But yeah, so how could you sleep better? One of the earlier points that was brought up, or that were brought up in the book, was temperature, and also on many articles that you will find, they will gonna talk about temperature. Temperature indeed is a pretty important thing, because, people are saying like 18 degrees Celsius, which might be some Fahrenheit, I don't know, is actually the best temperature to sleep in. The thing is, for me, it is way too cold. I like to have a temperature of 21 degrees. I figured out, because I'm actually having an alarm, on my bedside table, and it is showing me the temperature in my room. It's a pretty good thing, to just also figure out what is working for you, what is good for you, what is just, what you like. It is a pretty good thing. You could also just have some kind of a temperature scale, or whatever it is called, I don't know, on your bedside table or just in your room in general, so that you know when it is the best time or temperature to sleep in. So they say 18 degrees. For me, as I said before, for me as an individual, it is way too cold. I wouldn't like that. My just nose feels then kind of frozen and whatsoever. I just don't like that. Another thing definitely is blue light. So I do just have to jump in here for a little bit, just because I've seen that the whole blue light thing might or might not be a thing. I don't know. The thing is, Harvard says like, yeah, it is a thing. And Wikipedia says like, no, not quite really, even though the site is a little like, as they already say, I guess, it needs additional citations for verification, and it definitely needs just some shit. The thing is, I don't know if this is right. The whole blue light thing is if it is actually disturbing your circadian rhythm, which is actually your sleep rhythm, if I remember correctly. A circadian rhythm is a natural internal process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle and repeats roughly every 24 hours. So this is what the circadian rhythm is, according to Wikipedia. But yeah, as I said, it might or might not be a thing. Please just know that. I do just really not want to give you some bad information here. Yeah, I see you. Blue light, as you might already know, is the light that comes out of your devices, as this device here, and also this device that I'm sitting in front of. This is also one of the reasons why most devices nowadays have this kind of night shift thing, or this yellowish kind of tone when it is night or getting night or evening and something like this, which actually then kind of basically forces the device to filter out quite some bit of the blue light, which is pretty nice, because the blue light actually, it reduces the amount of melatonin that your body is producing just because you are absorbing it, you're absorbing it, and this just makes your body somehow, I don't know the real kind of science behind it, I really don't, but it somehow reduces the amount of melatonin that your body produces. Melatonin is the hormone, I guess. I think it is a hormone that is actually getting you sleepy, and because of melatonin, you get sleepy, and then when you're getting sleepy, then you can actually go to bed, because, I don't know, I really can't sleep when I'm not feeling sleepy. Something that I've also figured out and seen with myself throughout the years. Maybe it is the exact same thing for you as well, and then maybe also just in extreme cases, some glasses that actually filter out all the fucking blue light might help as well. These yellow glasses, you might see them on elderly people sometimes also on just those really life hacker kind of people. But yeah, they should also help, If nothing helps, they are maybe gonna help. And also, if you do not have some app on your device pre-installed, or if there isn't some kind of a function that actually lets you filter all the blue light, or just at least some parts of the blue light, then actually getting some app that is doing that might also work quite good for you. And this then leads me to just something else. A lot of people and I've done it myself, when you can't sleep, most of the time, and I'm just rolling around in my bed for several hours to actually try to get sleep. But in the end, it is really like, no, I'm not getting any fucking sleep. It won't work in the end. And one of the best things, and I might have read it in an article or even in the book as well, is to actually get up and doing something. I like to draw things, when I'm just not able to sleep. I like to get up, draw something. It is really important to not just sit in front of a screen again. In terms of the blue light and whatsoever, it is not a really good thing. Really try to not sit in front of any kind of blue light pushing out devices or something. So to just draw something, read something that is kind of making you sleepy again. There might be something very specific that is making you sleepy. And even though I just said, please do not sit in front of some devices or whatever, maybe this exactly is what is getting you sleepy. It might be actually the case for some people. I do really not want to deny that fully. It could be the case. So now we're having, to summarize this 3 points up, we're having temperature, 18 degrees they say. For me it is way too cold, so please figure out what is working for you. The second thing is blue light, devices, whatever. The third thing is which is somehow correlated to the blue light and or just not being able to sleep. If you can't sleep, get up and do something. Just something, maybe not in front of a screen, maybe in front of a screen, you get to know yourself. The fourth point actually is self-awareness. If you really truly know that if you're, for example, eating something pretty heavy or pretty fatty before you actually go to bed, that you're not going to be able to sleep, then just don't do it. Also, when this particular food is your just favorite food or whatever, and you just like it more than anything else, please maybe consider to, look for the long-term things and your long-term goals and the long-term in general. And do not eat the food, but sleep really well. And then you're going to maybe be able to eat it tomorrow morning, even though it might also not be the best thing, but whatever. So food is definitely also a variable. I would say that water, drinking enough water and also kind of setting up your whole eating habit, drinking habit and whatever, so that you do not have to go and take a piss once you actually lay in bed and want to sleep, is also a thing. Something else is that you're having a proper going to bed strategy or routine, because we are definitely some habit animals, quote unquote. We just like to have habits. One of my habits is, for example, is to just sit on my bed here and meditate before I actually go to bed. And then my body knows, okay, now I'm gonna go to bed. And I believe that this is also something that is just working for me. and this is working for people in general, that they are having some habits and they are having some kind of a routine, some routine that shows their body and their mind and their whole system that now they're going to go to bed, and now they're going to go to sleep. Therefore, they're also going to be able to go to sleep, which is a really important point and a really important thing. So maybe you also try out to get a routine, just do the exact same things before you go to bed every single day so that your body knows, okay, now he's going or she is going to bed. Also, another thing is not using your bed for too many things. It maybe should be 3 or 4 things. Yeah, if you're having a desk, use a desk for doing work, studying, eating, if you're eating in your room, and nothing else. Your bed should be for sleeping and having sex and whatever it is. But it should not be for studying, working, whatever that is actually making your brain feel like it is not the right place to rest here. This is a place to be productive. This is a place to do something. This should not be associated with your bed. Your bed is not for fucking work. It is for getting rest. It is for sleep, rest, maybe sex as well, which is maybe something in between there. This is also something you should be looking out for, associations with certain things. And we definitely kind of also very quickly associate certain tasks and certain feelings and certain modes, like productivity mode and sleeping mode or rest mode, with certain locations, which might be a little bit easier for you, because you might have more than one room as I'm having, because this is my room. And I do not have more, Maybe you're having a working area and maybe then you're also having a sleeping area, which might maybe be the best thing to do. So again, I'm gonna summarize everything up. The first thing, temperature, 18 degrees they say, for me it is too cold. Second thing, blue light, your devices, try to maybe filter out some and or try to kind of limit the time that you're in front of devices if you're really having sleeping problems. The third thing is actually the association thing. Well, okay, I do mix up the row here, but yeah. The fourth thing is eating, not eating, and in general your routine and the habits that you're doing before you actually go to bed. Another thing is actually doing enough of things. Something that I've seen as well, if I'm just at home all day long, I'm definitely not feeling sleepy at night. I'm definitely really not feeling sleepy when it is time for me to go to bed. I do just really have to do things. I do just really have to just do some sports, work out, whatever is just making me sleepy. I do just have to use some energy up. I have to do something so that I actually can feel good and well sleepy-like thing, so that I actually can then also sleep once I go to bed. This is another thing. Just it popped into my mind. So temperature, blue light, habits, association, doing enough things during the day. Then the eating thing, not eating something that is laying in your tummy and whatsoever, or actually in your gut, so that you can't sleep any longer. Also drinking, that you don't drink way too much. Meditation might also be something that will help you, just because, I really don't know why, to be honest, but it's just maybe calming you down, getting you off of your productivity state and into your restful state and rest state. So this might also help. Something else that I was just thinking about is definitely caffeine. Do not really consume way too much caffeine, and also look forward to the, I don't know what it is called. I think it is called like just halfway breakthrough kind of thing, which is basically the time that it takes for the caffeine to be broken down by half by your body, if you know what I mean, because I think for caffeine it is actually kind of 4 to 8 hours, which means that after somehow 8 hours, 16 hours or something like this, something in that area, there's not going to be any caffeine left in your body. What caffeine is actually doing is covering up the receptors that are receiving the melatonin. So I unfortunately actually have to correct myself again. I'm gonna read it. So caffeine wakes you up by fooling adenosine receptors. So it is not having to do anything with melatonin receptors, but rather adenosine receptors. I don't know which role they actually play. I really am not such an educated person in this space. But yeah. Which means, okay, there is just some kind of a blanket on your receptor, and the melatonin can't just dock onto the receptor. This is all what caffeine actually does and is doing. The thing is, do not consume way too much caffeine, just because, okay, maybe when it is night and your receptors are actually covered up by the caffeine, the melatonin is not actually able to get to your receptors and making you feel sleepy, in theory. You might even feel sleepy just because of certain things, and just because maybe you have it is just a habit of yours and you can still sleep. So just still look out for that. Alcohol as well is really not good for your sleep. So there has been something, I don't remember that, but it was definitely in the book. So I'm gonna summarize up everything. I think this is actually all the points that I can think about. There might even be more. And if you think about something as well, then please put it down in the comment section so that all the other people can contribute off of it as well. It would be really nice. Really super duper nice. So temperature, blue light, actually getting up once you feel like you cannot sleep, the food, your habits, the association thing, doing something and or doing enough during the day so that you feel sleepy, drinking, eating, which in terms of caffeine and alcohol. And is there something else? I guess not. No, I think it is actually it. I think this is actually it. Therefore, this is going to be the end of the episode. I do hope that you've gotten something out of it. I do just hope that I could really add some value to your life and that you've got some value out of this episode and that you can sleep way better today than you've been able to before. By the way, I have forgotten something. White noise. Listening to certain things, white noise, binaural beats, as they are called, might help you as well. Kind of look this up again, or as well, so that you can figure out what type of white noise, because there are certain frequencies. Try out certain things. Maybe you actually listening to an audiobook or something could also help you, and also listening to a podcast, because we are all different. We are all different. Something that is working for me might not work for you. It might work for you, but it might really also not work for you. But yeah, with that being said, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success. And I hope that you're also going to think about your legacy, which is basically how you're going to be remembered. And the thing is, we can totally shape it, We can shape it and we can somehow manipulate how other people are going to remember us. The thing is, no matter how nice you are and no matter how generous you are, there's still going to be someone that dislikes you or even hates you. And this is what it is. Another thing that I hope that you're going to think about is your purpose. So 3 questions that might help you with that are: what are you trying to change? Why are you here? And the last one is, what is pissing you off the most? So something that is really something that you hate, because often it actually leads to a business idea and also then to a purpose. But yeah, with that being said, thank you very much, and I see you the next time, hopefully. So subscribe to the podcast and also to the YouTube video. Rate it if you've liked it. Thanks a lot.